All right, let's review some literary devices because probably been a while. Uh, First up, similes. This is a comparison using like or as. So this little cute image has sweet as honey or racing like a frightened rabbit. Okay, you're comparing two things that do not go together. You're comparing them and you're using like or as. Very similar to the metaphor. This is another comparison, except it's using objects, people, or things, no like or as. So it might say, he is a shining star. That's a metaphor. Um, you could make it a simile and say, he is like a shining star. That would work too. Either way, you're comparing two things. And so both of these are what you would call analogies. Where they're making comparisons for you to understand. We use analogies all the time to compare something you know to maybe a concept you don't know. This is how we learn, through a lot of analogies. Personification. This is where you give an anemones, listen to me, inanimate object human qualities. Okay, so the stars winked at me. A star can't wink. It might twinkle. Well, we see it twinkle, but it's just doing its shining. Okay. So when we give something that's not living a human quality, that is personification. Symbolism. This is where we take an object and we give it meaning. It stands for something else. So the dove standing for peace. If you see this little thing, you know, oh, recycle, reduce, reuse. Toxic, right? Stop. Gaston's just a jerk. He doesn't like reading. Scar, he probably represents evil. He is not a good dude, or he could represent jealousy or envy. And I like the green in the background to kind of back that up as well. So, symbolism, an object represents a bigger idea. An alliteration. This is when two or more nearby words make the same beginning sound. It says, Myra makes mini muffins. We used to say when we were younger, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, a peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Woo! I cannot believe I could still say that. So, an alliteration, why does an author use this? Well, you know, we live in a digital age where many of you probably don't enjoy reading, but whenever you find the nuances of these authors where they add things like alliteration or personification, is it catches you off guard. It brings you more into the words because you can appreciate that it's not the same monotonous sound over and over and over. Okay. Which brings us to this idea of imagery. The mental image in your head that you can create when you're reading. When an author does it well, you can see the story unfold. It's a really interesting psychological fact that not everyone visualizes pictures whenever they are thinking in their mental mind. This might cause some of you to have a mental breakdown at this moment because, like, wait, what? Some people don't. Or you're like, wait, people can actually see pictures in their head. I only see words or nothing at all. But imagery, we tend to see images in our head. And so, in fact, all of these concepts ultimately are used to create some kind of imagery so we can understand these stories that are written down. So, you are going to go into the liver philosophy right now, and you are going to try to find there is at least one example of each of these within that short story. Find as many as you can, and then we're going to go around and share what we find. So you can use the copy that I have attached for you, and you can underline it and then write in the margins or type a little note identifying which one each is.